All right, folks, there you go. A little bit of an intro there. Probably a little better than just, probably a little better to see an intro than just see me first. So, ease into it a little bit. Don't have to see me right away. So, got that little intro just to start off. Have a couple more of those. So, we'll definitely get into those. And, folks, appreciate everybody coming on by. This is the Wrestling Outlet. I'm Boxman, and it looks like I'm probably running solo tonight. Waited a little extra time. It's about 9:20 here, 10:20 most everywhere else. Don't see... Smark hasn't checked any of my messages or anything, so not quite sure what's going on. Hope everything's okay. I know he's got about as many internet and power outage issues as I do, so I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on. But... anyway, just I guess we'll get through this a little quicker tonight since it's just me. I usually knock these shows out pretty fast. Not a ton to get into tonight, and once again I wasn't expecting to be alone tonight. But hey, here we are. Here it is, and there we go. I guess we can go ahead and get this bad boy knocked out then. I guess the first thing we'll get into is on Friday we were all kind of shocked, and I think everybody was kind of shocked to hear about the passing of Sara Lee. There she is right there, Sara Lee. Sara Lee was the Tough Enough winner of Tough Enough Season 6. It was in 2015. She was in a pretty good class there, a pretty good bunch. I'll switch pictures right here and jump over into that bunch. There's the whole bunch of them right there. It was a pretty good. I mean, this show was pretty good. But before we get into that, I mean, she had tweeted out basically the day before that she was, happy to get back and be able to go back into the gym, for 2 days in a row. Matter of fact, that picture on the left is the last picture that we see of her. And, that was it. She posted that, said she first sinus infection. And, the next day where, her mother put out that she had passed, and they really haven't put out a cause of death or anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to speculate anything at all. But just absolutely shocking. Just hearing that. I mean, 30 years old, folks, that's absolutely way too young for someone in that shape for a sinus infection. I don't know, something seems to have something had to have been, I don't know. I want to say something went wrong, but I don't know what could go wrong. I don't know. I don't really know what happened, but absolutely, as SBC is saying in the chat here, rest in peace. Absolutely. Now, once again, she was on this Tough Enough. Season 6 started in 2015. It was a pretty, if you fast forward to now, it was a pretty hard-hitting Tough Enough. Some of the main names of that were on there were Daria Baronato, who now is Sonya Deville, Patrick Clark Jr. I think we all know exactly who he was. That was Velveteen Dream, formerly known as Velveteen Dream, I guess. Mata Hamid was on this show. Chelsea Green was on this one. We also got ZZ, if y'all remember old ZZ, just strolling over to Burger King whenever he wanted to. Mandy Rose was on this show, and Mandy and ZZ were actually the runner-ups of this show. And Josh Brettel was the winner of the male side, and Sara Lee was actually the winner of the female side. And I got to tell you, I was actually kind of on her side. I actually wanted her to win, to be honest with you. Mandy, I thought, with or without a contract, would be fine. I guess I was right in that sense. Listen, Mandy, you can see the picture up there. Mandy was gorgeous back then. You knew as soon as she was in front of the camera, you knew exactly what was happening. You knew Mandy was going to be on that roster no matter what happened. And there was not going to be any question about it. But Sara Lee was the winner. Now remember, this is before they didn't give big contracts. It was 1 year. You had 1 year contract is what you had. So after her contract was up, she left. I think she came back, maybe did some ring announcing. And I think she did some small stuff on the indies also, but nothing really major. But this is also the season that Hulk Hogan was one of the coaches. Now, he made it through 5 episodes. If you remember, 2015 was Hulk Hogan. A recording came out about Mr. Hogan. I think we all know what I'm talking about here. A little recording came out, and Hulk Hogan was let go on the 5th episode. They discontinued their contract. WWE basically really got rid of him at that time. This was before everyone just forgave the guy for everything he did. But so yeah, now he, like I said, after 5 episodes, he was gone. And then, we still had Daniel Bryan. Paige was a judge, and The Miz actually came in through episodes 6 through 10 to replace Hulk Hogan. So Miz is always out there. Billy Gunn was on this one. Booker T, Lita. It was Chris Jericho and Renee Paquette. Congratulations to her. We'll get into that in a little while here. I watched this season. I remember it. Like I said, there were a few people that really did make a name for themselves when it came down to it, like Sonya Deville, Patrick Clark. That guy was on his way up before he decided to burn himself down, I guess you could say. But Chelsea Green, obviously, a great career, even on the indies right now. Mandy Rose, so a few of these people really got, over and, had a good career after this. But this was a pretty memorable one. ZZ was like ZZ was the one everyone was kind of going for. It was almost like American Idol, vote for the worst. That's kind of what it felt like, is someone was doing the vote for the worst thing with ZZ. But, the guy really didn't have much. I can't believe he made it that far. I really think WWE kind of wanted him to possibly win, but I don't know. I never knew if they were manipulating that fan vote or not, to be honest with you. I really didn't. And no one really knows if they were or they weren't. I could definitely see him doing it. So, whatever. If they did, they did. If they didn't, they didn't. But just unbelievable. Like I said, hearing all this news about Sara Lee, and a GoFundMe was actually started for Sara Lee by her husband, Wesley Blake, Weston Lee, I believe. And it had a $20,000 goal. So it is up to $102,959. Let me just put a few of the top donations. I'll mention a few names here that may sound familiar. Not many. I'm just going to go through a few. Tony Khan is the top donor with $10,000. Kevin and Karina Steen, I think we all know where that came from, $5,000. Jericho, $2,500. You get a bunch of anonymouses up in the $2,000 range, and then $1,500, $1,000. So a lot has been. John and Candace Gargano with $1,000 donation. The Pierce family, I would almost bet that's Adam Pierce and his family. I'm not 100% sure, but I would almost bet. And it just keeps going. As Lexi Kaufman, Alexa Bliss, $1,000 on here. Rebecca Quinn, $1,000. Cody Runnels, $1,000. Matt and Chelsea Cardona, we were just talking about Chelsea Green, $750. And wrestling world just coming out, and mostly the higher donors are the obviously the people that are on this out there and making money in wrestling. But there's a bunch of other smaller. Even William Morrissey, $500. Amanda Huber, so Britt Baker, $500. Just everybody came out to give to this account. Even Sammy Guevara with $400, Tay in her name, or Ty voted $400 in her name too. So together they had $800 between them. Great stuff, man. I love seeing stuff like this. I really do. And it's just really awful, man. But her family on Monday did issue a little statement. I'll put that back up there real quick as I read this. On Monday, actually, a couple days ago, Bull James tweeted a statement. It said, "On behalf of the Weston and Lee family, we would like to express our deepest gratitude for the love that has been shown towards Lee's husband, Corey, James Weston, Sarah, and their beautiful children. Corey has taken a step back from social media, but is blown away by the generosity everyone has shown. Through the darkest times, you guys have been a ray of light. Thank you. Will never be enough." And that was the statement right there. And yeah, James Weston, that was his real name. I'm sorry. I messed that up earlier. But I believe he was Wesley Blake in WWE. Now going under Weston Blake. So yeah, it was Wesley Blake. But it's just, like I said, absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I think everybody was in kind of shock. They're like, whoa, her? Couldn't believe that. But she was incredibly liked by the audience of Tough Enough, which is why she made it so far. She was definitely the audience favorite, which is why she made it all the way to the end and won the show. Mandy Rose, like I said, I think everybody might have had the same thought I did. She was going to be fine with or without a contract. The girl is absolutely beautiful. She's just definitely, she's got something on camera, and we all see it. And that's why they kept her. And that's why she is in the position she is. She's doing great over there on, I don't know what show they're on right now, but I keep hearing good things when I hear reviews about the show. So, but yeah, it was just a crazy story to hear, to read. And like I said, 30 years old, that's absolutely way too young, especially when, in great shape. The only thing she was happy about being able to go to the gym for 2 days in a row. And then, her mom just didn't, lays it out, and it was like, Jesus, my God. Yeah, so unbelievable. But, definitely rest in peace. And I don't even know what else to say. But I will say, since we are talking about some impressive women out there, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this, but I do want to give a quick shout out, I guess, to Jordan Grace. That girl has molded her body into just an absolute muscle ripped machine. She looks like a completely different person, a completely different woman. And if you're on YouTube, you can see the picture of her on the left and on the right. And she absolutely just looks unbelievable right now. Her arms are toned. She's been taking pictures of herself kind of building, but I guess she just decided to tone everything up. And my Lord, absolutely just looks wonderful. Looks absolutely wonderful. So just wanted to give some credit to her. She's obviously been working her ass off to get in the shape she's in. So I just wanted to give a quick, I saw this picture and I was like, wow. She posted this picture and I was blown away. Sorry, folks. I need a sip or two here. All right, but yeah, I was absolutely blown away by this picture of her. So just thought I would bring that up real quick. And I guess that can get us into some news real quick. I'm kind of already getting into news, but that can get us into a few more things here. Most of the news right now is kind of, it's pretty much a lot of AEW news out there, except one little thing with Triple H, which I guess we can go ahead and get into that now. Jimmy Smith was on an MMA show, which I'll get to in just a second. Jimmy Smith was on that show. And he kind of said it was called MMA on Sirius. This was obviously on Sirius XM. And said that Triple H kind of slipped up didn't mean to, but basically let him know, basically on Sunday, before the Fight Pit match on Raw, that he was not going to be around anymore. So basically, like I said, he was on the show, MMA on Sirius, and he was sitting. He tells the story that he was sitting in a production meeting before Raw. This is where Daniel Cormier was going to be, the ref for the Fight Pit match between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. So he special guest referee, and it was at Extreme Rules. So Seth comes out, he cuts this promo, and he says that DC, Daniel Cormier, hates Riddle just as much as I do. And Smith was explaining in the production meeting, because they were all like, well, what did he mean since he's the MMA guy? He said, well, Riddle's been critical of fighter pay for the UFC, and Daniel Cormier is sort of considered kind of a company guy. So that's what they could be talking about. And to make certain, Jimmy Smith, doing his job, goes up to Riddle, kind of clarifies it, and stating they had no beef. However, he suggested that Cormier may be mad because Riddle out-wrestled John Jones, a known rival of Cormier's. So Smith brings that line to Triple H, who said, oh, cool, give that note to Cole. So Smith was like, a couple seconds go by, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm fired. I'm not going to be here much longer. So he knew. So he says when he got the call on Tuesday after Monday Night Raw, he really wasn't surprised. But WWE actually did do a little reshuffling of all of the commentary teams, actually. So it wasn't just this one. They've got new announcers for pretty much all the shows. Right now, it's Byron Saxton is going to be backstage, as will Kathy Kelly. Kayla Braxton and Megan Morant will all be on the same roles back on SmackDown. And there's, I don't even know, I can't even read them here. But I know they did shake up all of the, here it is. It's going to be Michael Cole and Barrett on the SmackDown team. Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves are going to be on Raw. And Vic Joseph and Booker T are going to be in WWE NXT. Now, let's not forget, we've got Pat McAfee out for a little while. Don't really know when he's going to be back, but he will definitely have a spot when he gets back. I think we all know that's going to definitely happen. He's jumping right back in, probably right back. I would throw him right back in the same position he was on and maybe move Booker T somewhere. I agree, SBC. I like Jimmy too. I didn't mind him when he was first out there. Like I said, I don't watch a ton of WWE, but that Adnan guy, we heard a ton of people hated him. Kevin Patrick, I haven't heard much of Kevin Patrick, so I can't really say much, but people did not like Adnan, and you heard that all over the place. Jimmy Smith never really had much hate coming out, which means he was doing his job, staying quiet. But they shook up all the teams, so it wasn't like, it was just Jimmy Smith getting thrown out just on his own. So that wasn't completely the case. But let's talk a little bit about Acclaimed, folks, real quick. Obviously, this team just keeps getting over. This trio just keeps getting over. You've got, Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, who, in great shape for his age, I'll say that. So you got these guys, and they were on The Athletic, and Anthony Bowens was talking about the whole scissor thing and how they didn't know what it was going to really mold into, is what he was talking about. He said, truthfully, in the very beginning, we had no idea just how big the scissoring thing was going to be for us. We were originally asked not to do it after the first time. But for whatever reason, we started doing it again, and no one said anything. So we just kept at it. Then there was this one time on the floor, I looked up and the fans, almost all of them, had their hands out with the scissor gesture, yelling for me to scissor them. I think that's when we both knew we had something. It's turned into the biggest thing in professional wrestling right now. People can't get enough of scissoring. We'll do meet and greets and other stuff, and for hours, every single person will come up and say, "Can we scissor you guys?" It's been fantastic. So, listen, we had National Scissor Day last week, which was great, fun, hilarious. Listen, these guys are doing something fun. They're having a good time doing it. I don't know why anyone would have a problem with anything they're doing. I don't think anyone does. But I just think it's really great for these guys. I mean, some people weren't sure if they were going to get over this and that, but I always liked these guys. But this whole thing they've got going on is really good. I mean, listen, even Topanga wants to get scissored. And she did. That's right. That's right. There's Topanga with the AEW Championship, Tag Team Champion belt right around her shoulder, scissoring Mr. Bowens. That's right. He got to scissor Topanga, folks. That's right. He did. Tongue out and all. Uh-huh. Yeah, he did it. He did it. I'm showing you. I'm proving it. He did it. So, I'll get into more, obviously. I mean, obviously, you guys can tell how much these guys are over just from the matches they had tonight. Just Billy Gunn had a match. And the whole team, like I said, the whole trio of them are super over. And I just think it's great. It's fun. It's about time we had something like that in wrestling, something catching on, something fun, something that, they had a whole day about. They explained what it was about. They gave you a whole kind of little, like their little background on the whole thing. I just think it's pretty cool. And he's right. The whole crowd is doing it. There's cutout scissors everywhere. People have signs with scissors, poster boards cut with scissors. Everyone's got scissors. Everybody loves to scissor. Once again, even Topanga loves to scissor. Loves to scissor. There she is right there. And there we go. One more time. The whole trio, Daddy Ass and all of them. Great stuff, though. Great stuff. And I don't know how much longer. Eventually, it's going to get old. But I don't know. Right now, they're selling great merch. That T-shirt is a great seller for them. And right now, I don't think it's a worry about them for when it's going to die out. I just think it's a matter of let's just keep riding this wave. And that's exactly what I think they should do, is ride this wave. So good for them, man. Good for them for keeping this whole thing rolling. But all right, something a little kind of off topic. We'll get into real quick. So y'all know I'm a cop show junkie. I don't think that's any secret. I think we all know I am a cop show junkie. Obviously an NYPD Blue jumpy. Jesus Christ. Obviously an NYPD Blue junkie. Love that show. And if you know, for about 4 seasons, Jimmy Smits, not Jimmy Smith, Jimmy Smits, was on that show as Bobby. And there's a new television show out called East New York. And if you watch it, it's like a NYPD Blue reunion. There's a lot of characters on there, but Jimmy Smits is in this show. He plays Chief of Police. Now, obviously, it's not his character from NYPD Blue. His NYPD Blue character died. That's when Rick Schroeder took over for him as Danny. But I'm watching it the other night, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, this guy really looks fucking familiar. And he's got this jacket on, and he's got this face, and I'm like, motherfucker, it's Miro. Holy shit, there he is, right there. Once again, I'm just watching East New York, and Miro pops up. And I'm like, man, that's fucking really awesome. I wonder if he's gonna have like a like, you know, reoccurring role. You know, is he gonna come back? Well, don't get excited, folks. He gets shot in the head at the end of the show. So no. Miro's not coming back. Not coming back to that show. But you know, for a while there, everybody was wondering where he was, what he was doing. And I know he shot a commercial or something else. But obviously, he was shooting this East New York. This was the pilot episode. This was the first episode of the show. So he's already dead on the show. But this was the pilot episode that I'm showing you right there. Really was. I enjoyed the show. Once again, I'm a cop show freak. I love cop shows. So to me, it was a really good show. If you like cop shows, though, this was definitely a good one. But procedural cop shows, not like action cop shows. But there's some pretty cool stuff going on. You got some, of course, dirty cops. Not too dirty, but you can see where they might get a little. A few more stains on their clothes. But I really thought it was a good show. So, you know, like I said, it's a procedural police show, but it's really a fun show. And I was pretty shocked to see Miro there. I couldn't believe it. Just took me like maybe 25 seconds to just go, wait, what is that? I even went to IMDb and had his whole first name, Miro Baravonovich or whatever. Miro, long name. It had his real name in there, but really cool. It was really cool to see him in that show. And like I said, I was pointing out to my wife, I'm like, that's Miro. She's like, who? You just forget it. Just forget it. So I think she forgot it. But there you go, right there, folks. I just thought I'd mention that since it was just a little thing that I noticed. Not a lot of people mentioned it, or I'm sure not a lot of people even knew who he was. But you know, I know I don't talk much about WWE, but there were some obvious things I can mention real quick. We had Bray Wyatt return at Extreme Rules, which I did see the return. Pretty cool. Gonna be interesting to see how they keep all this going with him, with all the viral videos that have been going. And then, you know, just kind of throw him into what he's got here. Just, I don't know. It's going to be cool just to see what's going on, who he's with. I noticed he had all the dolls had come to life, basically. I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty interested. They had Legado del Fantasma come out with not Elektra Lopez, but with Zelina Vega. I mean, who can blame them?
Like cocoa butter, my drip more than a puddle. They know that I'm the wave. Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they ever had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
17-second video. That's just beautiful. The woman is gorgeous. I don't blame them. They weren't doing much with her after the whole Queen Zelina thing, so this is great. You know, she knows what to do. She had Andrade at one point. I'm not going to say she's the reason he got over, but I think she's part of the reason he got over. I don't think she hurt him getting over. I'll put it that way. I don't think she held him back at all. So I definitely think she's a good pick for this group to come on in, and I like that group. I liked you know, the whole Santos Escobar, and I just like the whole group. I think they're all really good, and that's it. I think it's pretty cool, but like I said, they came out with Zelina, so I'll show you.
Like cocoa butter, my drip more than a puddle. They know that I'm the wave. Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they ever had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
And it is done. There we go. But come on, folks. What do you want me to do? I'm a guy. She's gorgeous. Aleister Black's a lucky man. Nothing else I can say. Tommy End. Lucky man, sir. And I don't really have a ton more. Like I said, I don't have a ton more news to get into. We'll get into a couple of things real quick. It looks as if Tony Khan is reevaluating one of the kind of original ideas that kind of he came up with. And that is the ranking system. He's basically saying he wants to just kind of reevaluate it, maybe revamp it a little bit. And he says he says, I haven't updated the rankings lately because I think so much has been fluid coming out of the Grand Slam tournament of champions. In particular, Tony Khan said to comicbook.com, it's a fluid situation coming out of Grand Slam. And I think now I'm reevaluating it and quite possibly could bring them back soon, but certainly made a lot of changes for the better that led to our best ratings of the year in many ways, because we really zoned in and have had, I think, a lot of our best shows in recent months. I can kind of agree. I think that's understandable. Now, I'm also wondering, is he doing this because he's got some people missing? Be that whoever it may be it the Bucks, be it Punk, Omega. I don't know. But definitely, I mean, I don't think anybody really paid that much attention to him. I mean, what was the point of really paying that much attention? They're going to push who they want to push. WWE could do the same thing. They do the same thing. They push who they want to push. You deal with it. You deal with that shit. You don't like it? Fuck it. Turn the fucking channel. They don't give a shit. But I don't know. I think it's, like I said, I don't think anybody really paid very close attention to the rankings, and it's got to be this and it's got to be that. I don't know. And I know, but all they did was use Dark and Elevation to pump up pad the fucking the rankings. Yes, that's what you do. It's called entertainment. Deal with it. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I got a feeling this may be the beginning of the end of the ranking system for Tony Khan. I think if he's basically talking about revamping it, I think the best way to revamp it is just get rid of it. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it. That's probably the best thing I can say. You don't want to do it anymore? Just stop. Not a big deal. Sorry, folks. So, anyway, let's get into this a little more now. Since we've got Tony Khan, and like I said, he was talking about some people that were missing. Tony Khan, I'm not going to say he let it slip, but he did mention during an interview that CM Punk has an office job with AEW, which I don't think anybody really knew. I think maybe some people had suspected that. I didn't think he would. There really is no clear capacity on what he does or what he's doing backstage, what role he has backstage. But the only details we got is Tony was talking to Ariel Helwani, and he said there's a lot of people you'd go, whatever their stuff is, I think they're specific, even if they're not working in an office job per se. You'd go to a Chris Jericho, a Bryan Danielson, John Moxley. He kept elaborating, and he said, or they would go on to someone with where working in an office job like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and CM Punk. So like I said, it's not clear really what he said, but it's interesting that he said that because, is Punk quietly back and no one knows? Did Tony spill some beans? I don't know. I have no clue. I just know that I think this is a little, not that weird. But, everyone's kind of like, maybe he wasn't bullshitting when he said he's trying to run a company here. I'm trying to run a company here, folks. Maybe he really was trying to run a company. And I don't know. Like I said, I just think it's a little bit weird having the whole thing kind of just the way it's been, kind of gone down and everything. But, folks, it looked like Smark is online. Tell you what, let me keep this picture up there. Give me one sec. See if I can call him. Says he's online. So let's see. Yeah, you're going to get a little sound here. I can turn that down for you, though. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see something. Let's see. No, he's not picking up. It just says he's active, though. All right. Well, he knows I'm on Skype now if he wants to call in. Or Muff Shagwell. Whatever he wants to be called. All right. I'll leave Skype pulled up if he wants to come on and join me. That's fine. Not a problem at all. He knows he's always welcome. Always welcome. Or not. Whatever he wants to do. I ain't forcing no one to be here, my man. Ain't forcing nothing. But, all right. Oh, SBC's got good news. You took a baseball bat and solved it yourself? Your little dispute there? Let's hope that's the answer. I mean, let's hope that's not the answer. I don't know. But, hold on, folks. I hear him, but he sounds like he's on an airplane. Smark, you hearing me? Smark, you got me? Smark. Hold on, Smark. All right, you got me now? You hear me yet? Can you hear me yet? Smark, you should be able to hear me. I know why Smark can't hear me. Hold on one second, folks. I'm going to have to get rid of my camera in here. I'm going to have to get rid of the camera real quick, and we'll get Smark on. So let me get rid of my video capture device. Can't have two cameras running at once. That is the problem. So give me 1 second to do this. I'm sorry, folks. Just give me a minute, and I'll get Smark on here. There we go. And all right. So my camera's gone for 1 second here. Let me get Smark back on. Go to Skype. All right. Smark will be up here in a minute. I should be able to get my camera working in here now. There we go. My camera's working back in here. So give me a minute, folks. Just a second. I'm going to get back on camera here. I got Smark back in. And there we go. We're side by side. I'm going to slide us over here, folks, and get us lined up. He should be able to hear me when he comes back in here. So just give me a second here. But yeah, this whole thing with Punk, man, it's all going crazy in this world. It's all going crazy. But I'll tell you, the next thing we're going to I'll get into before Smart gets back is going to be Jim Cornette. Might as well get into Jim Cornette a little bit. Him talking about Top Dollar. Obviously, he's not the biggest fan of old Top Dollar. So, not quite sure why he's not the biggest fan, but obviously he is not the biggest fan of Top Dollar. So, what else can you do? Not much else you can do. So, all right, folks. You're going to see this. You know what? If I go into studio mode, you will not see me pull it up. What I can do is I will now get me and Smark up on here. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Smark, can you hear me yet? Okay, Smark's got a thumb up. I'm not going to tell you where his thumb is, but I'm going to tell you he's got a thumb up. So there you go, folks. Smark's got a thumb up somewhere. All right. Let me grab this real quick. I need to go into here, grab the window capture, and capture the correct window, which is already done. Smark, you should be there in a minute. Let me get us right here. Let me take a little bit of this off real fast. We'll jump right in. All right, we're up. Wrong button. There we go. Put us in the middle here. I'm going to take Top Dollar down for a second, folks. There we go.
Okay.
All right, and we should be good now, Smark. There we go. All right, and you can hear me just fine?
Yeah, you sound good. You sound better than the last 2 weeks.
That's good. I'm going to turn you up a little bit because you are very low.
Uh-oh.
No, not anymore, sir. You are bright and shiny right now. So, all right, let's transition back over here. Hey, how's it going, folks? There you are. All right, give me 1 sec. Let me get this back down here. And real quick, let me share my screen with Mr. Smark so he can see what we are doing and the stuff I'm sharing. There we go. All right. Smark, better late than never?
Always.
All right. I like it.
Actually, the timing could not have been better because towards the end of AEW, I had gotten a fucking earache and a toothache from hell. And I took some aspirin, and I've been waiting for it to go away. And I thought you had already started. I thought I was going to have to come on a little bit late, and then I heard the Skype going off. I forget I had Skype even signed in. So that ended up, your late start ended up working perfectly because it coincided with my late start as well. So everything is good. Everything is great.
Well, I've been talking for about 35 minutes.
Have you?
Yeah. I started about 25 after.
No, well, never mind what I said about the late start then. It is my fault. My apologies.
No big deal. Actually, it's good. You can shoot over. You don't even need to send me over news if you don't want, but dude, go for it if you want to. All right. You know what we can do? I don't know if you wanted to get into anything I had already talked about. Basically, I talked about the Sara Lee thing. I'm sure that was something that, you didn't, death is never fun to talk about.
Right. Now, you did, of course, cover the biggest news of the weekend, the one, like the biggest return probably of the year, being Bully Ray coming back in the Collier's Shot Battle Royal at Bound for Glory. You had to have covered that, yes?
I was hoping you came on here first so we could really get into that.
I'm thankful that you saved that for me.
And what the fuck are you talking about?
That's literally what happened. Bound for Glory, Impact's big return was Bully Ray entering a battle royal unannounced and winning the battle royal unannounced. And I guess he gets some kind of a title shot or something. I don't know what their rules are.
Wow. Well, good for Bully Ray.
But it was Bound for Glory this weekend, so I mean, who couldn't have possibly forgotten that it was Bound for Glory this weekend with, all the other wrestling shows that were going on.
This here is my story.
Shout out to William Morey.
Shout out to In Your Head, IYH.
That's right. They are trying something kind of cool though, or unique, I guess. I don't know if it's cool or if anybody but me likes this idea, but they're doing their pay-per-views on Friday now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good idea for them because they don't have to compete with UFC or AEW and WWE, like change their mind every couple months if they want to do pay-per-views on Saturdays or Sundays. So it's a good time slot for them, I guess.
Well, I'm assuming Triple H is out there screaming about how they're putting on pay-per-views during their programming, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he is. Tony Khan would be.
Well, yeah, Tony Khan screams about most things.
What do they think they're doing? They're putting on a show when I put on a show. I don't understand what's going on here.
We're going to win the war against Impact. We're going to win the war against Glow. Rationalistic doesn't have a shot.
We're in a war with Netflix. They play movies when I'm doing a show.
Listen, it is undeniable that we have had better ratings this year than Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Don't make me find the GIF. Just poking the straw through.
Do you think he just like? Do you think that scene in like Clockwork Orange where they just like bound the guy's eyes open? Do you think Tony Khan found that relatable? He's like, now somebody can see the world through my perspective.
That's probably exactly what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That crazy bastard. Oh my god, that's funny.
It is kind of great that he has seamlessly taken over like the role of Vince in terms of just being like the crazy millionaire that's like out of touch with the rest of society.
Yep. All right, there he is. There he is. There he is. There he is.
Bless him. All right, let me enter in the pop-up chat so I don't have to see my face while I talk.
Yeah, I know
Very
that
good.
feeling. Unfortunately, I got to sit here and stare at myself half the time. Don't really like it. I don't even like being on camera, but Mixler sent me this awesome new update they had. Update, yeah. Happy people, update. And no, it's still doing the same shit. I don't get what my computer is doing. I don't get it. But Smark, just to bring you up on one thing, I did talk about Legado del Fantasma being brought back or being brought up to the main roster. And with
like cocoa butter, my drip more than a puddle. They know that I'm the wave. Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they ever had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
I really just wanted to play that again.
Oh man, so I guess Alexa Lopez or Electra Lopez is not long for this world in terms of job security.
Well, as I was, in the middle, I was saying a little bit ago. I mean, it's not like Zelina Vega doesn't know how to get someone over. I was saying I don't think she's the reason Andrade got over, but I don't think she hurt him getting over. I think she was a help. She knows what to do, man. She knows what to flaunt, what to wear, what to do. She knows how to get and she knows, what to say, which is even better. That's
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
I think that's a staple as old as time, basically. The attractive female manager with the young, well, I guess I don't know if Andrade's necessarily young, but you know what I mean. The good-looking, confident, tough guy.
Confident, tough guy. Well,
Adjectives about 2 into the game, so I had to really dig through the data bank there.
well,
Like cocoa butter, my drip more than a puddle. They know that I'm the wave. Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they ever had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
wow. Okay. Fucking titty talk. I feel like titty talk. Been a while, folks. Been a while.
Plus, I mean, she's sort of an economical option because you can just kind of fit her into the overhead storage bin. You don't have to buy her an extra plane ticket.
Oh my god.
She's a tiny lady.
She's pocket size, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. You take her on the go.
I'd keep her in my pocket all the time, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that. I'd keep her in my little pocket. Pocket full of
Kryptonite?
yeah. I've got a pocket full of kryptonite. Exactly. There we go.
Wow. Oh, that's quite the emoji.
That is quite. All right, one more time. Okay.
Like cocoa butter, my drip more than a puddle. They know that I'm the
One more
wave.
time.
Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they
Good
ever
night.
had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
Oh my God! 17 seconds of awesomeness. I think that was from Instagram. I think she posted it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. But yeah, Zelina, like I said, man, she knows. Maybe like I said, maybe they just thought Electra Lopez was too new to go out there and do the job. NXT is one thing, but going out there or I don't know, maybe she got nervous. Maybe she pulled a what's that guy that everyone was waiting for? What was his name? Lars Sullivan.
That's good old Lars Sullivan.
Maybe she became a scaredy cat and ran out of the building like old Lars.
And that'd be really weird if somebody dug up a bunch of like old message board posts from fucking Electra Lopez talking about wanting to bang Stephanie McMahon. I mean, that'd be a much more interesting story, but
Well, I mean, I'd rather see the lesbian Electra Lopez video, is all I'm saying, than the video they broke out of Lars.
oof.
Two different videos. I'd see one over the other, obviously. Just those still shots of poor Lars.
Right after just a slew of a bunch of like homophobic comments that he made. Just like, oh, really? We don't believe you, and here's why.
Hey, he's like Little Boy Blue. He needed the money. Oh!
Gotta get paid. It is what it is.
3 blind mice. See how they run. Where the fuck are they going? Unfortunately, I know all those.
It is sort of a little bit of a weird double standard, though, because I feel like most female wrestlers that came up in like the early to mid 2000s have like some sort of apartment wrestling or custom video.
Mm-hmm.
Find if you look hard enough. And I mean, pretty much everybody, even unlikely like sources. But then like the dudes that have like, I think that was part of the reason why like AR Fox never went to a big company is somebody done found, and he wasn't really incriminating. He just didn't really talk about it. He had nothing to hide. It was just somebody unearthed some videos of him, and that was donezo for the career for the most part in terms of big companies.
Yeah. That's unfortunately kind of just the way it's going. But yeah, I mean, you gotta watch what you put out there. I think we've all figured that one out by now. Let's see, what other little things did I talk about that I can bring back up for you here? I got a couple of things I can grab. Hold on here. I did talk about the Jimmy Smith thing, that Triple H accidentally warned Jimmy Smith he was going to be fired. Didn't mean to do it.
They warned somebody that they're going to be fired.
Oh, you didn't hear this?
No.
I'll quickly get back into it. They were sitting there in a production meeting, and he got this line, because they were cutting promos for Extreme Rules, and there was this line about how Daniel Cormier, you knew he was going to be the special guest ref. Daniel Cormier, Seth Rollins said that Daniel Cormier hated Matt Riddle just as much as he did, and all this stuff, and it just kind of came down to, he went to Riddle, he double checked that what maybe he was talking about, and Riddle says, maybe it's because I out wrestled John Jones and he can't. Smith was in a production meeting, gives the line to WWE, and they go, why don't you give that line to Cole? And he was like, why would I? So on Tuesday when he got fired, he was not very surprised.
He shows up to the meeting already with the suitcase.
Yeah, pretty much. Just, hey, how's it going, guys? But yeah, he
like, nah, it's good. I got to go catch my plane. It's been real.
Yeah, look, if y'all just let me get home. Just let me get home. But yeah, that was pretty much that story. I talked about Topanga likes to get scissored.
Yay!
As you can see, she's even got the title belt. Maybe she'll do a page on it. Maybe. I saw Miro on a police TV show I was watching called East New York.
Yeah, he posted a photo on the old Twitter of him at the Halloween Ends premiere. So I wonder if he's going to be like even briefly a part of that in some form.
Oh, this show?
2 days.
Oh, well, he's not going to be a part of this show. He got shot in the head.
Oof.
He's dead. He's dead.
That'll do.
He's dead. Talked about that. And CM Punk having an office job. Tony Khan sort of, again, I'm not sure if Tony Khan spilled the beans. No one knows what the office job is, but Tony Khan was just kind of saying, in an interview that, if you're talent, you want to go to someone, you go to someone in the office, and he mentioned a bunch of names, and Punk's name happened to be in there. On a separate note, I love the suit he has on.
Good old accounts receivable Punk.
I'd wear the fuck out of that suit. That thing is badass. That is a Seth Rollins like style suit.
Indeed.
But I love it, and the tie doesn't really go with it. I'm not crazy about the tie, but the suit itself I like. I would have went with a solid black tie. That's me. But there you go. So I talked about that, and that's pretty much it. Everything else, I pretty much got a couple. I think I got much left. Wasn't really that much to jump into tonight. The next thing I was going to get into, though, Smark, was this. Jim Cornette. Not a fan of Top Dollar.
That could be for any number of reasons, but let's see what the reason that he gave was.
Ooh, well, Top Dollar looks like a late 30s fat mechanic that dresses around like a hip-hop guy and wallers around in the ring like a beached whale.
A hip-hop guy.
Yeah, a hip-hop guy.
Well, I wonder what it is that they call the hip-hopists. If only there was a term like rapper or something that he could have used.
Yeah.
But either way, a low-key racist. But, whatever. He is from Louisville.
I think it may start with a different letter in the South.
Well, it still ends with the ER, but I don't think it starts with an R that Cornette would rather call him. There actually is clips from him from Smoky Mountain Wrestling of like him using that word, so not exactly making on-base claims here.
If so many people didn't listen to me, oh boy. Okay. Christopher Kane, what the fuck would Punk do in an office? I don't know. I would hope not talent relations. He's not very good at keeping his temper, under control. He doesn't like being pushed. He'll punch anyone near you if you push him. Obviously,
steal the paper clips and pens.
His friends bite. So I don't know what he would do in the office. His friends, he would jam the printer. There you go, SBC. Steal paper clips. There you go, SBC. Now all I can see is CM Punk with, what was the song playing in the office when they're beating the shit out of the printer?
Oh my God, yeah, I remember that.
Wasn't it Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster? Huh?
Yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, it feels good to be.
I can now. That's all. I can just see CM Punk and Orange Cassidy. You'd have to have Orange Cassidy there because who else would be there? Davari. You could get Sanjay Dutt. He'd have to be there because you got the Indian guy in the movie. So
that's right.
You can get Sanjay Dutt out there. But anyway, I really think Jim Cornette needs to just learn to let out his feelings and not be so reserved with what he says about people. But
he looks like a rap guy.
Listen, I can see not liking a guy, but why? I mean, for a fucking liberal, he loves to fat shame people. And let's face it, old Wendy's man is not in exactly the best fucking shape.
Yes. He is like, he could definitely sometimes be like the kind of prototypical like neckbeard online that's like, oh, you ask me, I wouldn't have sex with Alexa Bliss. Who would want that? It's like, really? Okay, really, but whatever.
Yeah, who would want that?
By the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah,
okay. That was the scene or the song.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, then it was still okay. By the Ghetto Boys. I used to. I won't lie. I listened to some Ghetto Boys. I did back in the day. Not gonna lie.
I have one song that I really like. It's called "I Tried."
Don't remember that one.
It was more of a like newer one, and by newer I mean like 2004. So that's not really new, but
You said newer.
Mm.
You said newer. But yeah, I don't really want to get into this whole Punk thing. Again, we do get into this Punk or this. This Cornette thing. We do get into this Cornette thing too much, and we seem to hurt people's feelings. But I don't know, man. I mean, look, this is kind of harsh. Is all I'm saying. The guy's out there. He's trying. Why does Cornette have to do this? He's got a great fan base, a large fan base. And when he goes out and says stuff like this, his fan base just sits there, jumps on the fucking bandwagon and agrees with him. So now you got a bunch of people just thinking that, oh, well, yeah, Top Dog's just a big fat slob. Fuck, man.
I don't know why I got Silence of the Lamb flashbacks from that, but I just, in my head, just somebody being like, he was a great big fat person.
Did you? She a great big fat person? Yeah. Would you?
I mean, like, of all things to criticize him for, you could say that he's not a good promo. You could say he's not a good wrestler. You could say that he's got a little bit of an ego or attitude problem. There's any number of things you could criticize him for, but being like, oh, he's a bit overweight. Like, okay, it's wrestling.
I don't know. I'm literally looking at a picture side by side of Top Dollar and Jim Cornette. Top Dollar just looks like he's got a little more muscle than Jim Cornette, but they're not much different in size. I'll bet their weight difference is within 30 to 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet, which probably wouldn't make old Cornette too happy, but Cornegg. SBC called him Cornegg. No, he's not a fan of the hip hop. The hippity dippity. Hip hip hop, you don't stop.
That would be great if that's what Jim Cornette thought rap still was.
He does. Like Fresh Prince, he raps happy.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about his parents not trusting him. It's funny. Funny stuff. I think Jim Cornette's just still a little out of touch. Not to piss off anybody out there, but Jim Cornette's a little old and out of touch is all I'm saying. So anyway.
I did try to pitch Bobby Anthem the idea of like doing a rap song where he rapped like that, but then talked about like modern shit. So it's just like it was gangster rap, but it was done like in Sugar Hill Gang form.
That'd be fun. I like that. That would be. Cornette created the gangsters. The last person I expected to defend Jim Cornette was Christopher Gaines, sir. Okay, I mean, really, the last person I expected to defend that man is right here doing it. Baffled.
Make them heels.
Fucking blown away right now. Blown the fuck away. Blown away. Anyway. All right. Yeah, well, what the hell? One more time. Let's just.
Like cocoa butter,
yeah.
They know that I'm the way. Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they ever had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
Okay, what?
It's like the anthem. You have to rise and remove your hat. Well, okay, rise was a bad choice. Rise and remove your hats.
I don't have a hat on.
And
if I stand
King
up,
was saying, I'm sure you've already talked about the Bray Wyatt return, but
a little bit.
that was kind of funny. But like, damn, why'd you have to go there? I was listening to Meltzer talk about it, and like it was Meltzer and Alvarez talking about how crazy everyone was going for the return, and everybody was popping, and they explained what happened, and like one of the first words, like one of the first sentences out of Dave Meltzer's mouth was, "He looked real heavy." I was like, "Jeez, dude! Like you're not wrong, but jeez, dude, why you got to kick the man while he's down, or not really while he's down, but why you got to take that moment away from him?"
Because Meltzer's fucking. You should be doing more steroids, I guess. Heavy, yeah. Anyway, Oh boy, yeah, that's Meltzer. Just yeah, he's heavy. I was also like I said, I talked a little bit about them. Who else made a comeback? Lesnar came back. So I think that's about it. Am I missing any?
No, I don't think so.
Sonya Deville made her debut on NXT. Coming back to join Toxic Attraction. So Fire and Desire once again back together. I guess that whole hair match thing never happened anyway, so what the hell, right? Might as well be friends. Maybe they can make a video together. Anywho, did you have any other news that you knew about, wanted to get into, had any talk about, wanted to? Like I said, I kind of blew through too much stuff.
I mean, I have the article in front of me, but I don't know if I really need to read the article. Over the weekend, it kind of came out. I think it came out during the tapings after Dynamite that Renee Young is going to be with AEW.
You mean her?
Indeed.
It did come out right before that, really right before they went on air.
Yeah, Wednesday afternoon is what it says. Tony Khan announced Wednesday afternoon that Paquette had signed with the company.
Which is great. She looks great. Got to remember, woman she's not too far out from, having a baby. And I just think, I think we all knew this was eventually going to be the plan. I don't know how many times me and you have said, when, it's just a matter of, when, not if. She's going to be coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So good for her. She, had a couple of little segments tonight. We saw her a couple times. Didn't really get much talking in the first segment. Got a little bit in the second one. Good stuff. I mean,
indeed.
They're not having her go out there and do announcing anything, so pretty good shit. So, King says Sonya's in NXT again for the 13th time, and now with Toxic Attraction because Gigi can't wrestle. Gigi ain't got to wrestle. I don't know if you noticed the pictures that come out are not of Gigi wrestling. They're mainly of her getting in the ring. I don't know if you've known that or not, but
which I mean, everyone has to specialize in something,
Yeah,
I don't think anybody gets in the ring better.
Yeah, I accidentally. What did I do here? I think I accidentally got rid of our window capture.
Terry Funk had the pile driver. Okada's got a good drop kick. Gigi, her specialty is just she gets in the ring really well.
Yeah, and I accidentally just closed the wrong screen, folks. That's my fault. In other words, we're not even on camera right now. We will be in a second, though. Let me just get the call back up. There we go. And we should be back on screen in just a second here. All right. I mean, we're still on audio. So, we're good.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, we'll be good. Just give me 1 second here. I'll get this shit a-rolling. Oh, I hate when it does this. Shit.
Christopher Cade asks, Samoa Joe still a thing?
It runs away on me sometimes.
As far as I know,
it just
Samoa
runs
Joe
away.
is still a thing.
And I can't find it sometimes. It's amazing how it does it, but it does. So I'll keep working on it. I'll get us back up here. Don't worry about it.
Indeed.
I will get us back up here. I just need to do a little moving and some stuff, and I'll get us back up here in a minute here. Won't take long.
Maybe. I mean, what say you to that question, Box?
Which question, sir?
Christopher Kane asks, Samoa Joe still a thing? Question mark.
Samoa Joe. I mean, he's okay. Oh, that's right. We missed the Good Brothers. We forgot to talk about the Good Brothers coming in. I forgot about that. I did. We totally forgot to talk about the Good Brothers coming in. Samoa Joe, still a thing. Maybe. Not as much. The crowd seemed to be pretty fucking happy when he came in. They didn't seem to, be upset about it. So, yeah, I guess he is still a thing in a way, especially in the ROH world. He's, an ROH original. So, yeah, I would say sure.
Apparently, some of the time that he missed, he was actually out there filming. I don't know. I don't remember if it was a movie or a TV series. I think it's a TV series. The Twisted Metal, the video game. It's an adaptation. He's supposed to be Sweet Tooth. That seems like that'd be pretty interesting.
So, are they making a movie or a TV show? You said.
I think it's a TV show. I'm going to check to make sure. Either way, he's playing Sweet Tooth, which is interesting because Samoa Joe, if he's good at one thing, he's definitely good at just looking menacing.
Definitely. And folks, we are back up on camera. Sorry about that. But I got to back up. There we go. Now I can see the rest of the chat room. See, I couldn't see the whole chat room. That was why I was like, what question are you talking about? What do you think?
Do I think Samoa Joe still exists? Yes.
No, still a thing.
Well, it's still a thing.
I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't call him a thing. I think he would get kind of upset about that.
You don't want to call him the thing.
And I don't remember exactly what his injuries are, so I wouldn't know which weak point I should attack.
All right. My wife's not here, and I hear my kids out there talking at 10:30 at night.
They're plotting against you.
Nah, I might need to have you talk for a minute and get up and go put children to bed.
Hey, what, you can totally do that. I got a small thing that I can talk about for a minute, so we'll do that.
Beautiful. I'm going to turn my camera off for a minute. Folks, I'll be right back. I'm going to turn my mic down so you all can't hear me yelling at my children. I'll be right back.
So I think that would be a little bit more compelling audio. But in the meantime, there's a little bit of an interesting match that got announced the other day from the old Observer. A main event tag team match has been announced for New Japan Rumble on 44th Street. That's going to be October 28th. In a bout announced late Wednesday, Okada will team with AEW's Eddie Kingston against IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Jay White and Juice Robinson in the main event of Rumble on 44th Street at the Palladium Times Square in New York City. Okada is the 2022 G1 Climax winner, while White made his final successful defense before the Tokyo Dome earlier this week against Tama Tonga. White defending the IWGP World title against Okada is officially the main event for Wrestle Kingdom 17 on January 4, 2023. So there you go. For those who were hoping to see Okada in yet another Wrestle Kingdom main event, you're going to get that. That's fun. Also set for Rumble on 44th Street, Shingo Takagi will defend his provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2022 trophy against El Phantasmo. The two faced off in a Who's Your Daddy match. Interesting. I don't know what those roles are. At Declaration of Power earlier this week, while Shingo won and ELP was forced to call Shingo his daddy. Interesting. It's 2022. After the match, ELP hit Shingo with a low blow and destroyed the King of Pro Wrestling 2022 trophy. New Japan will run New York City on consecutive nights on October 27th and 28th, with a mystery lineup, cue the suspenseful music, on the 27th, and Rumble on 44th Street on the 28th. A Fight TV bundle for both nights will be available, and the shows will be available for standalone pay-per-view purchase on Fight as well. How about that? That's interesting. I'll probably check out that show. Sean Spears is back, as Christopher King said. That's, speaking of people who still are a thing, question mark? That is, I completely forgot he existed for a couple of months. The Nightmare Factory group is getting jobbed out. That is true. That is definitely true. But yeah, we were talking about that earlier. The Twisted Metal thing, for clarification, is a TV show. I don't know where it's going to be streaming, but it is a TV show and not a movie. So there you go. Box is back from disciplining his children. And I have successfully filled about 5 minutes, and I did not sing karaoke this time. So
2 fucking hours. 2 fucking hours they were supposed to be in bed. And they're up, and they're talking, and they're yelling, and I want to beat them both. But I'm not going to do that because my son will call the cops probably.
Well, that's where you hit him with what my mom told me, because I threatened to do that one time. And she said, I can totally do that. But she said that she was going to make sure that if I called them, they would have a reason to come. 20 minutes to a half hour to get there, and she was going to make every minute count. Needless to say, the police were not called.
That's pretty fucking awesome, man. I like that.
I mean, if the police are going to get involved anyway.
Well, what can you do? Oh shit. All right. Cool. So yes, Christopher Kane, Sean Spears is back. I don't know why either.
I don't know why.
Not quite sure. He did get a good pop tonight, but right back to the 10 thing.
I mean, it's Canada, though. They're not really particularly fond of.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They're in Toronto. So, those Torontonians. Does that even mean anything? I don't even know if I just said words.
The hockey of wrestling, so it makes sense.
The Nightmare Factory group is getting jobbed out as well as they should. Okay. All right. I guess we're just getting a Dynamite.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, that's gonna. I mean, we got that to get into, and I mean, well, that's not a problem. Show kicked off with Luchasaurus, folks. That's right, Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. They're mixing them now. I got a feeling eventually it's just gonna come. Might just be Jungle Jack Perry. Eventually, you got to get rid of the boy, I would think.
Yeah, Jungle Man doesn't sound good.
No, I mean, honestly, they just go with Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
Someone may have a problem with that. Good match going through, and at one point, Jungle Boy did this like backwards Hurricane Rana and spiked Luchasaurus on his head, like exclamation point spiked him on his head. Did you see this?
Yeah, it did not look particularly safe or fun to be on the receiving end of.
No, meanwhile, Luchasaurus bounced up like nothing happened to him. Ended up picking up the win in this match, but that did not look good. And the Unprettier didn't look that fucking safe either, but because he was so low. I think that might have been the camera angle because it was so low, might not have looked great, but that one fucking, like I said, just looks like a goddamn exclamation point. He fucking like RVD sold that shit though.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely appreciated old Luchasaurus doing that. But yeah, good start off as AEW usually has to their shows. And right away, we see Renee Paquette. She's backstage, private party, Matt Hardy, Party Hardy, as we were calling him before. Party Hardy is back.
They're just not giving up on that stable, are they?
I think everyone's given up on that stable. I think they're just going to try it again because it was getting over. And then next thing you know, there was the Hardy family office and all this bullshit that no one gave a fuck about. So, I don't know. But we had Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway and someone else was there. I didn't catch the stipulation, but I guess there's going to be a match and Matt Hardy's contract is involved now. I can't hear a word you're saying, sir.
Yeah, that's because I mumbled that. I said, let me see. I wanted to make sure on the stipulation before I said anything, because I wasn't too clear on that either.
Man. I'm getting hungry over here. All my daughter will eat is breakfast sausage, and there's some fucking nice breakfast sausage sitting right here in front of me. I'm ready to eat it.
If Isaiah Cassidy defeats Ethan Page, Private Party wins their contractual freedom.
Oh.
If not, the firm wins Hardy's contract too.
Oh. Okay. So, nothing really interesting. happening there. Okay.
Just watch Rampage. They're trying their best.
Well, I mean, speaking of nothing interesting happened, we come back and we got QT Marshall, who they for some reason call QT Marshall. That name is fucking Marshall. I don't know if anyone knows that. U.S. fucking Marshall, spelled the same. He's in the ring with Nick Camarado and Aaron Solo. QT and Nick have a match against Wardlow and the not really a thing anymore Samoa Joe. Did we establish he was or wasn't a thing? I forget.
I'm going to say he is a thing.
Okay. Who is still a thing? Samoa Joe. And, you know, the way the match was going in the beginning, I'm kind of thinking to myself, this is going to be kind of not a squash, but it's not going to last very long. The match didn't go to commercial break, which I was amazed we didn't get at least one picture-in-picture for this match. I still think the match lasted a little bit too long. Wardlow and Joe get the win. After the match, Joe he throws fucking QT Marshall into Wardlow. Wardlow powerbombs him. Goes for another one. Out comes Brian Cage. He's got Prince Nana. I know you're loving it, Smark.
Of course.
Got the embassy with him. Cage comes out talking trash about FTR. And my God, we finally see FTR not backstage. It's amazing. FTR comes out and this was so stupid. What time does Rampage start? 10. And the crowd starts chanting 10. And, you know, stupid guy with a mohawk comes out. No chair this time, so obviously the old chairman thing is over. Thank God. I don't know why the guy is back. I really don't, but here we are. He's in the ring, and we're here. Aaron Solo tries to stop Sean Spears from coming in, and all he gets is basically face planted for it, so doesn't work. So there we go. WWE brings back Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, a bunch of people. They bring up Legado del Fantasma, and we get Sean Spears on AEW.
It is what it is. I mean, it was a good show, but yeah, I'm never going to be excited for anything that Sean Spears does ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, you can have, you got a little bitty burger over here, just a little single cheeseburger. WWE's over here, this big old quarter pounder. Cheese, bacon, little bacon. I'm going for the quarter pounder. Anyway, that was it for that. We got Tony Schiavone, though, backstage with Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, and the other, what's the guy's name? Parker? Something like that?
Angelo Parker, yep.
There you go. Parker. Basically, you got JAS out there, Smark. They're saying, Garcia, you broke up our happy family. And to summarize Jericho, Bryan Danielson, I'll beat you anytime, anywhere. Bitch. Like I said, I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to sum it up a little bit. That's pretty much what we got. And Swerve came out.
About it last week, but I appreciated the segment on last week's Dynamite where they were talking about Daniel Garcia betraying them, and just in the background you had Hager wearing the fucking purple Kango that was intended for Garcia.
Oh, at least they're doing some stuff to make sense. There
This
you
guy's
go.
good with one of the segments that's coming up. I think perhaps the next segment. Christopher Kane says Shane Strickland regrets not signing with Triple H.
I don't think he does, dude. I don't think he does.
I think so too. I think the check's still clear, but
Yeah, number one. Number two, I mean, he was let go. I don't think he didn't ask for his release. He was let go. So some people take that fucking personally.
Inquire where his stablemate was.
Yeah. What's with the is so and so still a thing?
Like, so is B-Fab okay? You guys are fired. Get out of here. Like, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, there you go. See, Dirk wants to
I mean,
know,
they
is Wardlow...
fired for be fair, but they did get in trouble, which is equally stupid, but whatever.
It was stupid, especially what they got. They literally got in trouble for worrying about basically one of their team members. Pretty fucking stupid, man, as far as I'm concerned. But see, now Dirk wants to know, is Wardlow still a thing? I think they forgot about Wardlow for a while. There you go. Is Swerve a heel? No. Yes. No. Yeah. Wow.
Kind of.
Well, Wardlow's not, so... But, okay, wait a minute. No, Swerve was against Billy Gunn, sorry. I guess he would be the heel. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because Swerve did come out for that match. You could barely hear his fucking music. It was just me, or I barely heard it.
Okay, I have to read a little bit of this because it makes me laugh.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the Bleacher Report rundown to make sure that we don't forget anything. But the last sentence in particular, the rivalry between AEW Tag Team Champions The Acclaimed and former title holders Swerve Strickland continued this week as the latter battled Billy Gunn in singles competition. And here's the funny part, hoping to unload weeks of frustration on old daddy ass.
Oh, my God.
He wants to unload on daddy ass.
I don't think you want to unload weeks of frustration. I mean, that sounds like he's backed up. That's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, that can cause health complications.
I hope he drank some pineapple juice or something.
It's like the scene in Scary Movie, just whoosh.
Hope he hasn't been eating asparagus, motherfucker. All right. All right. So like I said, we get Swerve coming out for his match with Billy Gunn or Daddy Ass, whatever the fuck you want to call him. You know what? You can call him anything you want. This fucking group, this trio of guys is fucking over. I don't care what you want to call Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn is over because of them. They're over because of Billy Gunn. I'm not saying one guy is over more. They're good together. These three guys are money together. And I read the whole thing earlier in the show. You guys heard it. Smark, you were missing in action.
Yes, I was indisposed. I was on assignment.
There you go. You were on your own assignment. Which works. That works.
Was taken to a local medical facility.
There you go. But there's the people. Like I said, people are scissoring everywhere. They're holding their hands out. They have scissor signs. Dudes are scissoring people beside them they don't even know.
This is kind of like the 2020, like, sort of pseudo politically correct version of Suck It.
A little bit, which is kind of what I think what they're going for. Kind of, if you notice, Billy Gunn had DX colors on tonight. Obviously, they did the whole DX thing, and they said they did try to get him, like they really tried hard to get Billy Gunn, but I don't know.
Man, how great would that have been if, like, they managed to work something out, and then, like, the WWE, AEW actually had a working relationship after the fact that, like, Cody has nothing to do with it now?
That would be crazy,
get to
man.
have any credit for it. He's just, like, in the locker room, just, like, fucking punching a wall. Because he's like, I wanted to be responsible for this.
That would have been pretty fucking nuts, man, but I don't know. And, again, Billy Gunn was fired from that company, too.
Mm-hmm.
Some people actually take that personally. Just saying. Some people take it personally when they get fired from a company. But, all right. And Daddy, for some reason, just kept wanting to lower his pants, his trunks. I don't get it. It was a little awkward. But after the commercial, little commercial picture-in-picture, he seemed to stop doing it. Anyway, match kept going. It wasn't a bad match. I saw no problems with this match. There wasn't any botches or anything. Swerve did kind of steal a win by grabbing the ropes. And the Acclaimed come down, and they're just about to scissor. And this is where it got pretty fucking stupid. This is where I think it got stupid. Mark Sterling comes down. He's got Tony Nese behind him, and they've got a document in their hand. It looks like a fucking high school diploma, first of all. And it's a document saying that Mark Sterling owns Scissor Me Daddy, right? It was the 3 words, right? Scissor Me Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Now he owns it. So if they say it, they have to pay Mark Sterling royalties. What the fuck kind of dumb shit is this? Seriously. Can you explain this?
All I can say is that, and I guess sort of already the first feud is with Swerve and I guess Keith Lee too, just by proxy. But I really hope that like with their first or one of their first feuds after winning the title isn't with Tony Nese and someone else. Because like if there's one knock on AEW, it's that sometimes they don't build the best title reigns for people. And if you come right out of the gate with fucking the Acclaimed versus Tony Nese and friends, you're going to fall right on your face from the beginning. I understand the idea that you can't put like your best challenger against them right off the bat because people know they're not going to win.
Right.
But yeah, Tony, there's so many tag teams to choose from. Like, even if you just wanted to do like fucking, I don't know, Butcher and the Blade or something, just anything is better than Tony Nese and friends.
Oh,
Actually, wait, big caveat on that. Not Chaos Project. They're worse than Tony Nese and friends. That's always important to clarify.
You know, there's that whole "be careful what you ask for" thing, and you know,
yeah,
calm down,
I don't
sir.
want Dr. Luther on my television, please, for the love of God.
Yeah. Derek, why did the Acclaim beat up Swerve after the match? Because Swerve got the fuck out of the ring. He knew better. He got the fuck out the ring. And, I know, I'm not supposed to badmouth the Booker of the Year. Who the fuck decides who the Booker of the Year is? You know who should decide that? Booker T.
Damn it, we were on the same page.
That's the only person who should be deciding who the Booker of the Year is. Booker fucking T is always the Booker of the fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, folks, I didn't mean to scare y'all.
Oh man, they're missing out actually. As much as like WWE likes to do just like dumb segments that don't mean anything, the fact that they never did Booker T's book club.
Oh, there you go. Very true. You know, WWE can make fun of them a lot, but at least they don't have someone coming out and saying they own a piece of fucking paper. You know, like I said, that looks like a fucking high school diploma. Going, I own words, dipshit. Shut the fuck. Who fucking cares? Oh my God. You know what? They should have just fucking said it and threw money at him. Here's your fucking royalties, dipshit, and walked out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm in a little mood tonight.
I like it.
It was one of those long but short days. Like I felt like I just sat down, but I had a shitload to do all day. I actually didn't get my work finished today for once. I usually always get my work finished and have a few minutes to clean my office. But no, not today. Today I didn't get shit done in my office. It's a mess.
Oh no.
I'll take care of it tomorrow. I'm just going to have to close my door for about 30 minutes and to everyone to say the fuck away from me. Christopher Kane, Dave Meltzer, the king of the marks. I do agree with that. He can be the king of the marks, especially when it comes to AEW. Yes, he'll admit he's a little biased towards AEW and New Japan, but that's not the thing, man. That's not the thing. He's just, I mean, look, most of the wrestling news we read out in the internet comes from him. We know that.
Really, legitimately, the only problem that I have with him and like with those awards in general, because I mean, really, it doesn't matter. So why get all that upset? But like the idea that he puts UFC with the wrestling awards as though they're the same thing is like kind of annoying. Where it's like that biggest draw is fucking Conor McGregor. It's like, it's not the same thing. It's not like they're two entirely different entities.
Yeah. 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 Dirk says he's got a paper where it says he owns the words. Look, I own these words. You can't say them. Okay.
He owns our intellectual property.
I just hope so. I really would love to go on their site and see if they trademarked his name and trademark his name and then go after AEW for using his name and really give him a fucking storyline to come after. Like, here, y'all want to do this? Let's do this in real life. I just trademarked Sterling Mark Sterling. Try it now, bitches.
They did an angle in Chikara. I think I forget exactly how it played out, but Stokely Hathaway won a match against Chuck Taylor, and then he owned the name Chuck Taylor. So Chuck Taylor had to use a different name for a while.
There you
go. And
then
they Hathaway went around calling himself Chuck Taylor.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm not sure why anybody. I mean, there's many better names to steal than that.
I suppose.
I'm actually going to pull up to see if Trademarkia will pull up here. If it'll pull up, we can see what trademarks they do have. It is not wanting to pull up. My computer is a little slow. Going a little slow tonight.
Speaking of trademark, that was also the name of like John Cena's cousin that tried to be a rapper and wasn't successful. The Kurt Angle theme song when he was in Impact, he was on the John Cena album. I actually listened to every song on the John Cena album, which I regret. That was time in my life that I'm never going to get back. But
I think you'll be okay, Smark.
Mm-hmm.
All right, trying to pull this up
because he had fucking what's her name, as though you would know, the announcer lady who had a singing career that wasn't successful,
Lillian Garcia.
Yep, Lillian Garcia. He had her
know.
on the album singing a chorus. So, I mean, he's at least trying to throw a bone to some of the coworkers. See, well, I shouldn't say throw a bone to his coworkers, considering his history, but...
Oh, see, now Dirk owns the piece of paper that says he owns the words Box and Smark. Mm-hmm. All right, well, it's going to be Smark and Box, I guess, from now on. See how easy that is to get around?
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, my internet doesn't seem to want to work, which I don't give a fuck about at this point in the night. That's not a problem. But yeah. Okay. So anyway, I think, Alex Marvez, backstage, MJF. Alex asks MJF about the ham shake. I told you I was hungry. Now I want a ham steak. Fuck, man. Love me some ham steak, dude. I cover them bitches in sugar. And I put them on the fucking... Oh, don't ask. Oh, they're so good. Anyway, he comes out, and he's asking about the hand shake that MJF almost gave to Yuta last week. And MJF gets into it, starts talking, barely gets any words out. Stokely Hathaway comes up and just interrupts him and starts talking.
Mm-hmm.
And you just saw the look on MJF's face like, did he just do that? Really? MJF basically fucking laid into him about, doing this and last week and getting in his face and just basically says, do it again and I'm going to fire you. Stokely Hathaway just had this, oh yeah, motherfucker, look on his face and kind of walked away. But then
he said something along the lines of he was never going to be scared if anybody dressed like Carlton Banks.
There's that. I will tell you, man, this was we've heard MJF cut good promos. We've heard MJF cut emotional promos. We've heard MJF even almost cry during a promo. This one right here, I liked this promo. I did.
Yeah, it was a good promo.
I thought it was a great promo. I thought, he was talking all about having he was almost forced to be the bad guy. I felt this was a pretty old school fucking promo. And yeah, Dirk's right. Calling up Carlton was pretty good. But I thought it was an old school fucking excellent promo. That was my takeaway right after it was over. So, I don't know, man. I mean, you said it was good. You got any more? Or?
I mean, it's definitely the difference is night and day, considering the last couple of weeks he's been cutting promos with Wheeler Yuta. So, like, actually having somebody who can match his energy a little bit, or at
True.
least doesn't look completely lost to be on the microphone with him, is a good change of pace.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, I mean, it was just a great promo. I mean, he was getting. He would be quiet, then he would start yelling, and it was just, I thought everything he was saying and the way he was saying it, great delivery, great promo. And then Tony Schiavone, after that, comes out just to remind us that they are on Tuesday next week. Don't forget, folks, I believe that's the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 18th, yeah. So they'll be on next Tuesday. We'll probably just do the show on Wednesday. Maybe we'll go on a little early. Get it over with. It'll actually give me some time to come home and prepare.
If that doesn't sell you on it, what will? If we're just going to get it over with.
Look, man, everyone's got to work tomorrow. I got to be up at fucking 6 is all I'm saying.
I understand.
But anyway, we get Schiavone out there. He brings out Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley obviously comes out to talk about his match with Hangman Adam Page. Didn't even get, after his little promo, he didn't even get to say Hangman's name. Hangman comes right the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
In some interesting pants, would you call those? All right, I'm just going to say it. Only chicks should have tassels on their pants. I'm just going to fucking blurt it out. Sorry if I offend anyone. Only women should have tassels on their pants.
Boy, am I glad that you can't see the lower half of my body at the moment.
Listen, I've got on fucking soft, fuzzy Christmas pants with fucking Will Ferrell from The Elf, but okay, but they don't have tassels. They don't have tinsel. They don't have lights. They're just a nice, comfy pair of pants.
Mm-hmm.
No tassels. I just think tassels are. I don't know. I think of tassels. I just remember the part in 48 Hours where that, you know, the girl is up there on the bar. She's got the pasties and the tassels, and they're all just kind of going the same way. And I think of that when I see tassels, and I don't want to see tassels on a guy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, look, tied to your biceps, that's different. But tassels on jeans, I'm just going to go with no. I'm just going to go with it's a bad fashion look. That's all I'm saying.
There has been a surprising amount of fashion talk in this show.
I think it's a bad fashion look is all I'm saying, Smart.
I feel like you're keeping up the lineage of Joan Rivers at the moment.
Oh, shit.
Make me Melissa Rivers, which I guess is fairly accurate in some ways.
Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you what. This promo between both of them, Moxley had a good promo. Hangman had a really good promo. Hangman is showing a little kind of a different side of himself out there, and I'm liking it.
See, I don't like. I'm definitely in the minority on this one because I was. Christopher Kane and Dirk were both saying that they liked this promo. Hangman cut a good promo. Oh no, Christopher Kane just said that Hangman should win the title as a fuck you to Punk. He didn't actually say the promo was good, but I'm not feeling the tough guy energy from him. Like, he just doesn't seem like a convincing badass to me. Because he was like going down the list of like, oh, I'll kick your ass in front of your mom and your cousins and your sister and your high school girlfriend, and I'll beat your ass in front of all of them. And it's like, will you though?
He may. He may. I mean, you know, I can see where some people may say, well, it just sounds very forced.
It does. Well, and just as a frame of reference, yesterday, and it happened Saturday, but yesterday I watched the GCW show, Moxley versus Gage, with Gage's career on the line versus Moxley's title. And it's just like, it obviously for a plethora of reasons, it's a way different energy hearing like Gage cut a promo on Moxley versus hearing Hangman cut a promo on Moxley.
Well, I mean, you know, Hangman probably didn't have as many, you know, motherfuckers or talk about MDK all fucking day.
No, he did not. No.
Which would make it a different promo.
Mm-hmm.
This was more of a pride promo, not in that way.
Well, you did say he was wearing tassels, so I mean, I get it.
I did not. That was totally unintentional, folks. I swear to God.
fruit there.
I'll show you all my notes. That's not in there. I promise you that was unintentional. The great promo. I thought I see where Smark. Everyone's got the tassels. They're all everyone agrees with me on the tassels, Smark.
Yeah, I agree with you on the tassels. It's a weird territory.
All right, let's forget the fucking tassels, okay? Oh, sorry, I hit the mic, folks. The star of this fucking whole thing, even with fucking Hangman punching a fucking like blood blister in his fucking head, was MJF. Adam Page is sitting down there and he is just pouring his heart out in this promo. And what do you got? You got MJF sitting up there like, with basically what you said. Are you really? Eating popcorn. I should have got the Big E gif of Big E just sitting there eating popcorn, jumping on the ringside.
I was actually going to say that. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I kind of just want MJF to steal the Big E thing of just like for a couple of weeks there, Big E would just come out and he would just like his antics would be more and more outlandish.
Yeah.
He'd be watching a match and he'd have his like feet soaking in one of those like foot massage devices. He was like eating pop. Like one day he was like eating a fucking entire TV dinner while he was watching a match. I forget why they had him do any of this shit, but I just remember all the stuff that he would do for like a month or two during one of his feuds. That's what you need to have MJF do. He just needs to get more and more ridiculous with how little he cares about what's going on because he's got the title shot in hand.
And that's basically what they're trying to play off with him because he doesn't give a fuck anyway. But he's up there. He's just, and he's so good at playing just that fucking punchable douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
And him just sitting up there with not a fucking care in the world, chewing on popcorn. He's got his little fucking red chip around his arm, and he's just fucking. He's popping popcorn in his mouth, like it was just the way they cut to him was just perfect. It was perfect timing, I thought. Christopher Kane, Nyla Rose is the TBS champ. Did he miss something? I believe she stole it on not winning a match. I think she just literally stole it on Rampage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what Dirk said.
There you go. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, she stole it. Yeah. Okay. I'll keep up when I can.
What did you think of the promo? Like, I thought it was all right, but some of it was a little odd. She had Nyla Rose cutting a promo, and she was like Vic doing like the fucking turntable motions. That seemed weird. I know Cornette's probably not a fan of that because it was hip hop antics. She was acting like a hip hopper.
Cornette might know better than to say anything bad about Nyla Rose. No, he won't.
No,
he won't. It wasn't. You're right. That part was a little weird. It wasn't awful. I gotta tell you, I think, honestly, in my honest opinion, Vicky and Nyla don't have good chemistry together.
Interesting. I think they kind of do. Like, it's not like the best pairing, but I think they have their own little thing going on. I did like a little bit of the line, like the way that she ended it, because you had Anna Jay come out.
Yeah.
It said that she told Anna JAS that she was going to kick her ASS. So that it's fun with spelling. That's what everybody likes. So some phonics promos.
I didn't realize it was so educational, and I now I appreciate it more. You're right.
Spell Nyla Rose.
You're right. She did. But Jade Cargill can't travel to Canada. Neither can the Usos. Who cares? I don't know if that was the problem. Or Soraya. She. I don't know. I don't know about the whole.
You saw what you did to the belt.
I don't know who's got felonies. Is all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know who's got felony charges. I don't dig into that shit. That's not my business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying away from that one. I don't know. Bryan Danielson, though, he comes out after the whole Nyla Rose thing. Bryan Danielson comes out, he's got his ROH championship match against Jericho. Now, they were talking this match up. I honestly thought it was going to be the main event. It's kind of what they were talking this match up as.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, yeah, we got fucking Cassidy and Pac coming out still. And I'm like, okay, there you go. But we got Regal on commentary. And I have to admit, my first thought when they both got in the ring is, no Aubrey Edwards? Aubrey Edwards was not in the ring. That is Jericho's ref. When you see Jericho, you see Aubrey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Bryan Danielson said, all right, well, since I'm losing, fuck you, we're taking my ref. But it's pretty rare when you see Jericho come out for a match, you don't see Aubrey Edwards come out with him to ref the match.
Actually, a lesser known fact about Bryan Danielson, that's the only thing that he's traditional in, is that he just refuses to wrestle female refereed matches.
Oh.
Well, you know, back in my day, women were referees.
You know what? Was that was an ROH ref, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the actual reason.
Okay. That makes more sense. Then okay, yeah. As I say it, Dirk types it. He's Christopher Cage. I still don't understand the All Atlantic Championship. You cannot defend it in the Pacific. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm. You cannot defend it on international water.
No, you can't. You can't. Or the Gulf. You can't do it on the Gulf either, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. So, since we're done with stupid jokes,
I wouldn't be so sure, but temporarily, yes.
For now. So we get Daniel Garcia finally comes out in this match. And I got to be honest with you, I had to go do something for my daughter, and I didn't see exactly how Garcia got the belt in his hands.
I believe Jericho had it, and then he took it away from him.
Okay.
He shoved him down and took it away from him, and the crowd was like kind of booing because it was in Canada.
Right.
And then he hit Danielson with it, and the crowd cheered. Which the way that they played this off, like they did a good job putting it over on commentary, but it kind of looked like he was basically just being like, "Fuck both of you guys." Which that was the vibe that I had gotten from it, but they made sure on commentary to point out that he's still very much a part of the JAS.
Right. Exactly. They made sure to do that. So this was all a swerve, folks. It was all a swerve, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all a swerve, bro. And by the way, Christopher Kane for a serious answer on the All Atlantic Championship. Just call it the European title. Honestly, dude, just call it the European title. Seriously, that's the only thing I could actually call it, compare it to.
But if you're going to have the European title, I know that bridges have been burned, I guess. But you need to figure out a way to reach out to Impact if he still works there. I don't know, and I don't care. But you have to get D'Lo Brown involved. Like, you cannot have a European championship without D'Lo Brown. Like, he just needs to be there to present it.
Actually, I believe he's done with Impact. I don't think he's there anymore. I think.
Yeah, that's kind of why I put that caveat there, because I seem to remember reading a couple weeks ago that he.
Yeah, exactly.
Point that he's not there.
Yeah, I think it was actually recent. You're right. I think it was recent when he decided to, or when they parted ways. We'll just say that.
Yeah. See, now we're on to something. So you just vacate this All Atlantic belt. You call it the European belt. You have a tournament, and then at the end, a tearful D'Lo Brown presents the belt and just points at the guy and says, "You're looking at the real deal now." And he shakes his head and just rides off into the sunset.
I can't move my neck like that.
There's a little bit of it.
I can't do that. My neck, I'll probably end up in the hospital if I try that shit.
I wouldn't mind that, actually, if you did a little something with D'Lo Brown, because you have Mark Henry working there.
I fucking love D'Lo, man.
Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown reunion for a night or something.
Dude, I'm a fan. I liked D'Lo. I thought D'Lo was always, he was entertaining. I thought he was a charismatic guy. I didn't give a shit that he couldn't look, he wasn't great in the ring. Who fucking cared back then, man?
I mean, he was all right. But, like, I will say he has a very rare distinction of, like, I feel like he's the only person on earth that is liked by both Jim Cornette and New Jack.
Well,
like, do you know how hard it has to be to just not piss either of them off?
You're right. One of them should be pissed at you. I get it. That's funny.
I've never heard anything bad said about D'Lo Brown. Like, not even by Draws, who would have plenty of reason to say something bad about D'Lo Brown, but nobody has.
Yeah, if anybody would want to hate him, it's Draws, and Draws actually seems like one of the happiest guys out there, man. He's making the best of what he's got out there. And that's it. So, Jericho got the win, retains the ROH title. Regal and Yuta and Claudio all come walking down. They get into the ring, and everyone just gets out. Nothing really happened. No big craziness after that. Then we had the Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker versus Shida and Toni Storm. They're walking a pretty thin line with Jamie Hayter. She's close to getting as over as Britt Baker. So, and I don't know where it came from. It was literally, I felt like it was out of nowhere.
I mean, it's been kind of slowly but surely building, because they teased dissension before, and that's the quickest way to get somebody over is by, planting the seeds that she may turn on Britt Baker, or she may turn on, like how they did with Wardlow and MJF.
Yeah, but let me look how long that did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess. But it just seemed like overnight they really just started, to me, it seems like almost overnight people just started loving Jamie Hayter. I like me some Jamie Hayter too. But the crowd is really putting her over pretty good. And you're right. Fans want to cheer for Jamie Hayter. And, Tony listens to that. Not Tony Storm, Tony Khan. Usually he does. I mean, listen, we all said the Acclaimed should have the titles. The crowd was into the Acclaimed having the fucking tag titles. Next thing you know, the Acclaimed got the fucking tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he listens to the people a little bit, so I don't know. Meanwhile, I thought this match between these women was actually a damn good match. I didn't see... This was really one of the better matches I've seen in the past few weeks. And Storm and Shida ended up taking the win.
Ooh, that's an interesting question from Derek. Would Hayter be the one to beat Jade?
Ooh, to beat Jade.
I mean, you don't have to do it immediately. You can, build it. You can make it so that it makes sense.
Jamie Hayter would probably be a good one. If Statlander was healthy, she'd be a good one because she was super over when she came back.
She has the talent, but she's unfortunately just had too many injuries for me to trust her with something like that.
No, she's got that Ziggler. They just consider her injury prone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Hayter could be a good one to do that. I don't know if... Take it off of Jade, though, man.
Just all jokes aside, Hayter is pretty well built, so it seems believable that she could beat her in a fight.
True. That could be one, but yeah, that definitely could be. I could definitely see them doing that. The more the crowd gets behind her, the more that something like that could actually happen, so
yeah.
We shall see, sir. And we talked a little bit about this earlier about the Butcher and the Blade. Well, Smark made a joke, but they were backstage. Saw them tonight. They've got a match on Rampage. Butcher...
I gotta say, I said some bad things about the Hangman promo, but this is the exact opposite of that. I fucking loved this promo. Like it seemed like they should have had like a little bit of white spot on their nose because it was like the most fucking 80s centric wrestling promo. Because it's like, fight us, we'll hurt you. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is pure on 80s coked up fucking wrestling promo. Like, I mean that. It was great. I fucking loved it. It was just like so intense. It was so very much like old school WWF style. Like I would be totally fine if that's what you had them be. Like if that was their new direction, is you just have them be sort of like an 80s wrestling throwback.
See, looked like fucking Butcher looked like Willie Nelson, dude. He should have been out there with a fucking joint in his mouth.
That could work too.
That's what I saw. Willie Nelson and fucking Stallone Cobra over there. Fucking the Blade's trying to be fucking Cobra from Stallone from Cobra with the glasses. Jesus though, Butcher looked like a fucking hippie.
Yeah, I mean kind
I'm not
of.
one to talk,
but I still like the look. I still like him. I'm glad that they're trying to do something with them, even if it is like on Rampage, but a step at a time. Just get them as far away from that Hardy family office thing as possible, and then you know one step at a time.
But I mean, Allie just jumping into the camera like that. Dirk says Allie was coked up too. Listen, I still think you should have had fucking a Butcher sitting there with a fucking joint in his mouth. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's get to this last match, folks, and we can. Oh yeah, we can go ahead and wrap this bad boy up after that. Unless Smark has anything else. Orange Cassidy versus Pac. This was for the All Atlantic Championship, European fucking Championship, whatever you want to call this thing. That's really what it is. It's the European Championship. These two guys always have a fucking great match. They really do. They sell like crazy for each other. They each sell for each other really, really good. Just, I'm not going to sit here and get long-winded. These two have fucking excellent chemistry together when they're in the ring. You can feel it. And, Orange Cassidy did pull out the win. We have a new AEW All-Atlantic champion. I don't see Orange Cassidy doing much traveling, but then again, he could be going over to Japan for all we know, so who knows? But good match. Like I said, these guys, I had no doubt this was going to be a good match. These guys have always had good matches. Like I said, I just think they have great chemistry together, whether it's a half comedy match or, Pac not really breaking character, but just, Cassidy pisses him off, and I think it's good. I think these guys are great together. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't going to get long-winded, and there I went.
There you go. I mean, not too much needs to be said about that. They have really good chemistry. The Revolution match that they had was good. They had a match a couple weeks ago on Dynamite that was also really good. Just anytime you get them in the ring together, they have pretty good matches. I could see them maybe not right now, but a couple months from now, doing maybe even a best of 5. That would be kind of fun. You could put them together in any form of capacity, and I would really enjoy it. It's interesting though, because it seemed like they had Pac being full heel, and he's part of Death Triangle. Death Triangle, as far as I know, it's still at this point Pentagon and Phoenix at least faces. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the dynamic is once they get back together. Because as far as I know, they're still the Trios champions. Because that was kind of part of the aftermath of the whole Young Bucks CM Punk thing.
They are. And then Excalibur mentioned that a couple of times, that having 2 titles and blah blah blah, and always out there defending 2 titles and this and that. So yeah. Now, Smark, I'm not quite sure why you don't like screaming white people. Does it scare you a little bit? Scare you?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Really? Okay. I got you.
Which, for those who aren't in the chat room, that we were talking about there was more Butcher talk. Because Dirk had said that he was in a band, and from what I understand, they broke up. So...
Well, maybe he's in a new band.
Ooh, there you go. Maybe he's, I guess Blink-182 is making music still, so...
No, he's in Blink-183. Yeah, he joined Blink-183, not 182.
The tribute band.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, exactly. He joined the Bowling Stones.
Mm-hmm.
They're that Flintstones themed, tribute group of the Rolling Stones, the Bowling Stones.
There was one, oh God, I wish I could remember the name of the group, but there is a group of like, I don't even know the genre, but it's just more screaming white people music. I want to say metalcore maybe. Anyways, it's a group of like 4 people that are dressed up like Ned Flanders and they just sing like death metal songs. Like it's pretty fucking awesome.
Well, that would be interesting to see. Definitely. Not sure what to even.
It's like Oakley Dokley. That's the name of the band.
That sounds correct. Dirk says you're more into the Latino music. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Could see that.
Hey, anything for Salinas. We all know that.
You know what? That's still there. One more time before we go out, folks. One more time.
Like cocoa butter, my drink more than a puddle. They know that I'm the wave. Take over every summer. They must be giving Stevie if they ever had to wonder. Cause every beat I get on.
Wrap up. All right, we'll wrap up on that note. I think that's a great note to wrap up on, Smark.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, man. Glad you were better, late, but here. I'm definitely glad about that. Otherwise, this show is gonna be about an hour less. So glad you showed up, man. I appreciate that. And that's it. You know what? Tell them where they can grab you, Smark.
Absolutely. You can grab me Mondays 8:30. You actually grab me anytime you want. How about it? Mondays 8:30 p.m. Cheese on Sports. Myself, Cheese Man. You got the G Wiz. You got the Luke Birch. You got Matt. That's just Cheese's brother. Everybody knows Matt. Everybody loves Matt. We're talking NFL. We're talking NHL. They're back. Opening day was yesterday. We're talking NBA when the season starts. At UFC, of course. We are your number one destination for balls. So come check us out.
Awesome. I think. And speaking of balls in that area, November 2nd, I may or may not be able to make it. I don't know. It all depends on what time. I have a procedure that I need to undergo to try to help this problem in my area. Am I being vague enough here?
So you're having a procedure done there.
God damn it, I gotta get a fucking colonoscopy, okay?
Ooh.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put a camera up my booty. It's the only thing I can do, man. I've got to try to fucking fix this. I am in a lot of pain still, even after the antibiotics. I'm in pain still. It's not as bad, it's bearable.
Bearable.
Oh, speaking of that, I got to shave my back tonight. It's a little easier to get through, but I'm still in pain. So they told me I need to get some procedures done. I will stress about this now for the rest of the fucking month until I do this. But I don't like being put out, dude. I don't like the fucking anesthetic. I don't like any of it. It makes me nervous. I feel like I'm not gonna fucking get up. It's not even Gatorade they give you. They give you some sort of fucking green stuff. I watched my wife do it, and I'm like, no, I don't know if I can ever do that. Well, I don't have a fucking choice.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that. I don't mind so much being put out, but like the only time it's really ever happened to me is I had my tonsils taken out when I was a child.
Yeah.
And they put me out, but then when I came back after the operation, you're not allowed to like get up or move around really for a little while.
Right.
So I remember like waking up and just still being kind of out of it. And then I didn't know at the time that it was my mom, but I just got up. Like I started to try to sit up in bed and I felt the hand on my chest, like kind of pushed me down to the bed, and I started freaking the fuck out. Like once I realized who was doing it, it was a little bit better, but she just told me that, like I couldn't really move for a little while. So like I eventually adapted to it, but it fucking sucked at first.
I thought the devil was going, you're staying with me, motherfucker.
Surprise, bitch. Like, oh no.
I don't know why the devil suddenly turned into Dave Chappelle, but
Gotcha, bitch. I mean, if the devil was Dave Chappelle, that'd be a lot more tolerable. Like that'd be pretty cool.
He did do that skit where he was the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Great fucking show. Great show. All right, folks. So yeah, November 2nd. I'm not sure. I think the 16th, which is 2 weeks after that, there was something I may need to do with the scouts. But as the time gets closer, I just don't know if I'm gonna have the fucking. I don't know what time the thing is on the 2nd, so I don't really want to get on here still groggy from anesthetic.
I mean, okay, I don't want to extend this longer than we need to, but why do you need to drink Gatorade? I'm confused.
First of all, you're not allowed to eat for like 12 fucking hours, and they want you as hydrated as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So they want you to be drinking as much water, but they give you this like green stuff, like a dye that you have to also drink.
Oh.
So I'm like, man, I don't even like getting a fucking IV. But I mean, last time y'all just injected me when you did my MRI, but I didn't like that either. Put it this way, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. The only surgery I've ever had is my wisdom teeth pulled.
Mm.
They thought they were spiking my cluster headaches, which they weren't. I fucking wasted $700 and a lot of fucking blood on that. But anyway, that's the only really surgery I've ever had. So I don't, and I mean, I've been told I need all kinds of procedures done. Both my knees should have been fucking scoped. I don't want to do it. My shoulder is so fucked up. My right shoulder is so fucked up. I can literally wake up in the morning and like my arm when I walk, you know how people my arm won't swing, my right arm. That's how fucked up my right shoulder is.
Oof.
Yeah, it hurts to swing my arm when I walk. I've like trained myself not to do it anymore. It's just I'm fucking beat to hell, man, for a guy almost 50.
So basically your day-to-day existence is just like the scene from like Beyond the Mat where like Terry Funk is trying to like get up out of bed and he's just like in total agony.
I'm not that bad, but I got pain. I got a lot of pain that I'm not that I hide it, not that I'm a fucking tough guy. I've always had you still got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. You can't take days off of work. My wife doesn't work. I'm the only one working. Who else is going to work if I don't fucking get up and go to work? If it doesn't matter how much pain or whatever, you just got to do what you got to do. I think 90% of the fucking, adults in this world do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm not special. I'm not the only one. I know there's tons of people that do the same thing. But fuck, man, y'all are part of my tribe. I respect the shit out of everybody that does that. But I don't like getting put out. I don't like anesthesia. I don't like that shit. It makes me nervous, and I get fucking anxiety for literally for the next fucking month. I'm going to be fucking stressed out, and when it really gets close to it, I'm going to be thinking, is there any way I can get out of this? And there won't be, and I'm going to be fucking stressed. I'm as fucked up as the rest of the world, my man. I really am. So, anyway, we'll keep you all up to date on those dates. I think we can go ahead and let you go now, after we said we were going to do that a little while ago. But that's it, folks. We will definitely catch up with you. I will be back Sunday. Like I said, I didn't have time. It may be Sunday, but it may be Monday. My wife is at a wedding this whole weekend. I don't know when she's going to get back. She has a bachelorette party to go to. Matter of fact, that's why she's gone. She's at a Condom Sense, which is a sex store here in Texas, buying stuff. Yes, at 11 o'clock at night. Anyway.
Well, you don't want to do that at like 3 p.m.
She tried to today. You are not allowed to even bring in a 3-year-old, a child, to that store. She got kicked out.
Yeah, that kind of makes perfect sense. Like, I'm sorry to be the bad guy here, but I do kind of.
I get
I'm
it.
on this one.
But what's an adult supposed to do?
Well, one time my uncle left his wife in the car who had a kid and was pregnant at the time, so he could go in the adult store. I'm not necessarily saying that's the best way to go about that, but I mean, it is fall right now, so you could kind of undo the windows, roll down the windows. That's what I was trying to say.
It's still 90 degrees, number one, in Texas. Number two, if she had my car, she could lock it and leave it running. But I can't. I'm not giving her my car. She has a fucking 8-cylinder. I've got a little fucking 4-banger. I'm not taking her car. Too much money. But anyway, folks.
Hold on. Actually, let's double back on this story. Since this is better to end on than sort of the depressing note of like just facing your own mortality. Why was she at the adult store again? She's
got a bachelorette party coming up on Friday night.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So actually Saturday night, the wedding is Sunday. She's going to be gone all weekend, which is why I'm going to have I don't know when she'll be back, but one way or another, I do want to get on and get a show done this weekend. This weekend coming up. Last weekend, just like I said, we had shit to do. It's just getting fucking crazy. Smark's dogs are obviously getting all over here. So, folks, yeah, good doggo. All right, folks. On that note, I think we are out of here. Take it easy. See y'all Sunday or Monday, and me and Smark back next week, Wednesday. See ya.
Adios.